I told the story of the baton, but I don't know if that, but how did the Olympics, like, was it somebody in your ear going, 3, 2, 1, start the Olympics, or how does that happen?
And smile, smile, smile! No, that was actually, you know, the actual baton that I conducted. I just have to start by saying my friend Tim Tamashiro, who many people would know.
Yeah.
He had a some sort of carbon baton that he found online that you could order, and he had one made with an engraved box that was my Olympic baton. So I was concerned. I had a tough time actually getting it through security into the BC Place.
Really?
And had to somewhat smuggle that baton in because I wanted to use it for the actual event. But it started as a dream back when I was in high school, and I had a special pass for the '88 Olympics. Security wasn't what it is now. Back then, I think there was people with binders full of paper that would look through and see if they had the same picture as you or the same number as you and say, oh, yeah, this is good, and you would walk in. And so I found that with this pass, I could go everywhere in the Olympics, and so I started going to rehearsals and things for the ceremony, even though I wasn't involved. And so I ended up in this weird kind of spot of watching the ceremonies, the closing ceremonies especially, and the music. When the music came on, it was like this oversized, you know, giant music that I had never heard before. I mean, all I had was the cassette that came with my Walkman 4. And that's it was pretty good. But it only had one song on each side. So at that point, it was like, this is incredible music, and I want to do something like that. Actually, I didn't say I didn't want to do something like that. It was like the next time the Olympics come to Canada, I want to be the guy that gets called to do the music. So everything I did from that point on always had to just meet one criteria, and that was, does this get me closer to being ready for when Canada gets the games next? And I had no idea that actually setting that as my sort of pinnacle goal would happen as early as what it did. So here I am, the Vancouver's awarded the games, and I'm in my late 20s going, oh man.
There's some work to do.
I might miss this one. But
was there a moment where you think this actually got it, or the thing you did that made it?
Oh, absolutely. It was, I had become in very, you know, it's like everyone always asks, you know, did you fill in a job application for that job? But it really boiled down to myself and another guy. Ultimately, is I think where it was at, and it took a fair amount of going out and meeting people and letting them know that, hey, I'm Dave Pearce, you know, and I was young, very, very young. Now I'm so old.
You're like thousands of years old. Yeah.
But so it was happening when I was, you know, around 35, and so it was one of those things where it was just like, when I went down and got involved with the actual creative, the initial creative, I got this small little contract to be part of the creative team, and I was so excited. But then they didn't hire me for the real thing right away, and it was like, oh, I hope this is going to work out. And then I showed up, and they called me into the office, and I went down, and my competitor was hosting a media scrum in the lobby of the Olympic Committee meeting, the building.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and my heart just sunk because I'd flown to Vancouver, and I rented a car, and I drove there, and I was like, what is my first piece of music going to be that I write? You know, I'm like, already I'm doing it. And when I pulled up to the door, there was a media scrum, and I was looking to see who it was, thinking I was going to see an athlete or something. And I was like, oh, I'm going upstairs to be told I didn't get it. And so I went through, and I walked past, and I went up to the top floor. When I got up there, they had a contract for me, and they said, we want you to do it. And I was like, does the guy downstairs know? No.
Really?
I don't think he's doing, you know, he's everyone it's the music business.
Sure.
So it has a different kind of approach to things, or it might be the same as other business. I just don't know. I've never worked in any other business, but it's, you know, there's different ways of getting things and making things happen, and sometimes make yourself more public and present yourself as the guy who should do it. Or in my case, I played a very kind of young approach, similar to what the athletes were, in saying that, well, you know, I'm young and upcoming and the hopeful for tomorrow to be the same as what my competitor was, many Olympics ago, because he had done. Done many others. So.
I can say his name, or if you don't want to, we don't have to.
No, we don't need to. We can,
okay, good.
We can move on.